Greetings. While surfing throughout the dark corners of the internet, I stumbled upon a bill in the United States that is currently being discussed in Congress. This bill is known by the immensely creative and endearing title Bill S.978, or the 10 Strikes Bill. This bill proposes that anyone on a site such as YouTube, or really anything similar, who posts copyrighted content 10 times and it is discovered and verified that they have posted it 10 times is liable for up to 5 years in prison and thousands of dollars of fines. This would include movies or clips of movies, music in the background of a YouTube video, and clips of video games. Media lobbyists say that this hurts their company's profits. I want to turn my attention first to music and movies. What is the hardware behind them? It's simply the discs and the plastic cases that hold the discs. All the actual music and movies are nothing more than information stored on said discs. They're digital media, they're digital products. When computers are so common in this day and age, it only follows that digital media is going to be extremely easy to copy onto one's computer as a file. And when one copies the information onto one's computer as a file, it only follows that one could very easily burn this onto a separate blank disk and store it in a plastic case of his own. The reason this person can do this is because the hardware of the product is so easy to attain. Now, the reason one does not copy and share, say, a car, for example, is because the hardware would be far too costly to acquire, and the process of copying would be far too strenuous. It's just not practical. Now, given this information, given how easy it is to copy and share digital media, do you see how any war against doing this is ultimately going to be a war that cannot be won? Whether or not doing this is unethical is obviously up in the air. I personally don't think it is. However, even if it was, is it at all conceivable to stop it using only the power of legislation? I don't think so. But many may say the fact of the matter is that copying and sharing digital media through the internet is detrimental to a company's profits and therefore should be deterred as much as possible. But is it? Some studies say otherwise. Let's look at the study done by the Japanese Research Institute of Economy, Trade, and Industry. And I'm going to link all the studies that I mentioned in the description. They were trying to find if the piracy of anime is in fact detrimental to sales profits. This is what they had to say, and I quote, "Estimated equations of 105 anime episodes show that 1. YouTube viewing does not negatively affect DVD rentals, and it appears to help raise DVD sales, and 2. Although WINI file sharing negatively affects DVD rentals, it does not affect DVD sales. YouTube's effect of boosting DVD sales can be seen after the TV's broadcasting of this series has concluded," which suggests that not just a few people learned about the program via YouTube viewing. In other words, YouTube can be interpreted as a promotion tool for DVD sales. End quote. Now, did the study stop there? I'm afraid not. A study done by the University of London researchers had this to say. The researchers concluded that people who downloaded more music actually buy more CDs. They report, "We estimate that the effect of one additional P2P download per month is to increase music purchasing by 0.44 CDs per year. This basically means that if someone downloads 270 songs a year via BitTorrent, he or she will buy 9 CDs more than one who only downloads 27 songs. So, in a way, illegal downloads actually convert into more CD sales." End quote. So, it appears that YouTube videos, and one would assume videos on any other similar website, and the downloading of music via the internet of the likes that this bill would want to make unlawful actually helps sales. They are not detrimental. And even if they were, the battles fought to end this streaming would ultimately cause more harm than good and be a battle that could not be won. Another point that makes this bill seem even more ludicrous than it already seems thus far is the fact that anyone who posts any content of a video game will have a strike against them. That's right, Let's Plays, speed runs, video reviews, all of these would become illegal if this bill passed. The reason that this is ludicrous is fairly simple. The reason why companies claim to lose profits from streaming movies is because people, instead of spending money on a DVD, can get the exact same product and the exact same experience through simply watching a stream of that film. This is not the case with video games. Video games require one to fully interact with the product using the controller to get the full experience. That's what differentiates video games from movies, is the interactive nature of the video game. Just simply experiencing a game from a visual standpoint does not fulfill the same experience that playing it does, and therefore cannot possibly inhibit sales. So all of this considering that a battle against internet streaming and piracy is a battle that cannot be won, considering that even though companies claim to lose profits, in many cases streaming and downloading actually help sales. This bill is nothing more than another step toward the annihilation of internet freedom, and therefore another step towards the annihilation of freedom itself. A small step, but a step nonetheless, and a step that must be stopped.